Yeah.
Yo, what up? It's Beyond the Road podcast. We back to you guys again with another one. We got a lot of things to talk about in MMA, all kind of things going on. Dude, yeah. What's up, Lonzo? How's it going, man? How was your fourth and all that?
Fourth was chill, bro. Just probably like one of the most chillest Fourth of July's I've had just here at the crib, working a little Instacart here and there, trying to make some money. But there's like a lot of stuff going on, bro. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Man,
I just recently I sent you on Instagram that there's this guy named Derek Moneyberg who got his black belt in under 3.5 years, bro. I know we've been talking about him, like, on Instagram, but like, who's this guy? What does he do? How is he, how is he learning jujitsu? We see him with all these like famous influencers. You got Mikey Musumeci, Jake Shields, Hoist Gracie, Frank Mir, Lyoto Machida. The names keep on going. We're like, who is this guy? And he just this weekend or a couple days ago, he just got his black belt, bro. And there's only a few people who've got a black belt in that time, like BJ Penn, Kyle Terra. There's a few others, but the names are like only prodigies. So I wanted to see what your take on that was, and kind of like we'll get into like more detail of kind of the situation where Derek Moneyberg's in right now.
yeah. First of all, I don't know a whole lot about Moneyberg, but yeah, we just see that he does these interviews. He's very successful with money.
Mm-hmm.
He trains with a variety of great jujitsu, you know, artists. Yeah, man, just getting a black belt that fast and what is you said it was 3 years, right?
Yeah, it said like 3.5 years, and he
Yeah,
was like
that's
in like a conference room with all these like MMA fighters, kind of like supporting him. They're kind of wearing his T-shirts and stuff. I think he's like a stock person, on his YouTube. He talks about how
yeah.
smart he is, and how his IQ's high, and he's able to develop these skills. And that's his whole brand is one of those like kind of those entrepreneur type of people. So
Hmm.
like the people who are not really aware of who he is, that's kind of like the main thing. That's his main thing, is the stock market, I think.
Yeah, okay, like we can see this a couple different ways, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I think about people that are blue belts that can beat black belts, right? Like you have some prodigies like that. Usually they'll have a wrestling background or something like that.
True.
So, but then I think about like professional wise, like careers, like a doctor or something like that. Like, what if you have a doctor that comes in, and you're like, hey man, I was a doctor in 4 years. Usually it takes like, whatever, 9, 10 years. You're gonna
Hmm.
be like, what the hell? Like, I don't know. But they'll be like, oh no, I went every day and I studied with the best, this and that. To me, it just seems like it's even if I go to jujitsu every day, like every day, it's just so much information. I mean, you're learning stuff, but it's just a lot, so much information to soak in, and to be at a black belt level that fast is just, I don't know. I mean, he's probably really good. He's big. He has a lot of strength.
Yeah.
Um, I guess it would be cool to see him go against another black belt at his weight and see how that goes. But 3 years is kind of crazy unless he's really one of those prodigies. And like, what determines being a black belt? It's like, is it just the moves? Like, hey,
Hmm.
hey, do arm bar for mount, whatever, do. Like, did they go through a checklist? But sometimes I think becoming a black belt is just about the time and consistency. Like, I think that's like part of the journey to become a black belt. It's like, hey, I've been doing this for 8, 10 years.
That's
And,
very true.
I've been at a black belt level at, let's say, blue or purple. I've been murdering black belts. There's a lot of competitors. So if you talk about competitors, there's a lot of these blue, purple belts that they're like, damn, this should be black belts right now. They've been doing this shit since they were a kid, but they're
Hmm.
competitors. So they try to keep them at that level and kind of slowly move them. So there's a lot of things, but it's hella controversial. And like the jiu-jitsu community is like, what the fuck?
Hmm.
But Jake Shields, I mean, he's legit, dude. His jiu-jitsu is legit, and he gave him a black belt. But I would like to know like what these other black belts uh, think about that. All these OGs. I don't know, dude. I think it's like it's kind of crazy to get a black belt for 3 or 4 years. I'm like, you can probably barely get a purple belt, right, in about three
Yeah.
and a half years, barely.
Right.
Like,
I think his main thing is that he's put in more time than the average person. I think on his Instagram he talks about the average person trains uh 3 times a week, an hour a day, and he kind of added the hours up to like 1,500 hours in 10 years. And he talked about how he spent thousands of hours, around like over three, or I don't know how many thousand hours that he's talking, but he seems like he's the metric that he's using is the time on the mat. But I do think, I mean, I'm just a blue belt, but I'm thinking, how are you going to develop the skills only drilling with your coaches? You're not going with like a class structure. You're not rolling with different types of people, different body types that are just kind of at your skill level. Of course, you're going to have people like Mikey Musumeci. You're going to have people like Hoist Gracie teach him technique. You're going to learn like the facets of the game, the little small details, of course, that are accumulated over time. But are you really going to have that experience yourself? There's one thing, learning stuff from competitors and actually competing itself. So if he's not going to compete, if he's not going to pull up to IBJJF Worlds in the open class, um, I don't think that people are going to really validate that as a black belt. I think it's cool. Maybe they're using it as like a marketing scheme or something. Like maybe Jake Shields just wants to promote his name out there. Maybe get some of the stuff out there. Maybe make a use the time as like a way to get people's attention. That could also be kind of a thing that people could take from it. But I do think it's kind of wild for him to kind of buy his way into kind of the upper echelon of just skipping the line in 3 years. Just like, oh, I'm gonna hire the best people in the world and I'm gonna be a black belt. And I don't know what his goal is. I don't know if he's gonna be like trying to get an MMA fight or something, or if he just wants to learn. It just seems like from what I've seen from his videos, is he really prides himself on his skill, knowledge, and his way of learning, and being smart and being able to pick things up quickly rather than the average type of people. So it's definitely interesting. It's kind of wild to see all these legends kind of just promoting them, but maybe this guy's cold. Maybe this guy's gonna hit you with the flying triangle, and you have no idea. It's like there's not a lot of
Exactly.
not a lot of rolling footage.
Yeah.
There's like a clip of him rolling with Mikey like to the death, which kind of was entertaining. I don't know if we could find that, but
Yeah.
um, I wonder what these guys think. I wonder what these high level black belts think of, like, oh, is it legit? Can you get a black belt without competing? Like, those are some good questions, I think, and I don't know. It's kind of crazy. So, do you think
Yeah.
this is going to be like a common thing? Like, if people who have a lot of money are interested in jujitsu, like I think Mark Zuckerberg's still a blue belt. I think, I don't know. I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
Humbly. Yeah, you hit it right on the fucking point, dog, on the nail, dog. Yeah, dude, 3 years. It's like he needs to compete to validate this. Let's be honest. I mean, he probably maybe doesn't want to compete, but that this is the only way that it's gonna validate that he's a black belt. If he enters the black belt division, and he just does good. I mean, he might not even have to win. If he holds his own and it's close, he scores, then people will be like, all right, maybe he is a black belt. Because like
Yeah.
BJ Penn, he's like, he got his black belt. People are like, what the fuck? But then look how good he was. And it's just like, all right. It's kind of like going from high school to the pros. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can have all these skills and you're balling in high school and you're like, yeah, I can be in the NBA. I'm at an NBA level and you're just talking all this shit. I put in the work and then people are
Mm-hmm.
like, there's no validation of that. But then you get drafted and you're like Kobe and you're like, oh shit, he was that good. So it is possible that he is that good, but we just won't know until he competes. Could this be a marketing thing? Yeah. I mean, who's next? Who can we train in 3? You can get your black belt in 3 years. I'm signing up. Like you got money. It's
Yeah.
exciting,
Yeah, for sure.
So all around, but we don't know. There's not enough footage. I can't say anything about it. I just think it's kind of crazy. It definitely shook the jiu-jitsu world. It's bringing more attention to all these guys. Jake Shields might have a match. Moneyberg might have a match. It's a
Throw
lot
him
of
on CJI, bro. Just as a
that would be dope.
surprise competitor. Just have that fool just walk out. Because his build's just kind of crazy, to be honest. Like, I definitely, if I were to see that dude in person, it's like, all right, this guy's huge. Just, I don't know how his technique is. I don't know what the stuff like he learned. Like you said, if there was footage, something. And it would just be kind of crazy to kind of see someone go against him. But I don't even know what like the curriculum you have to go through is. Like, is there like how do you test that? Is that just no gi? How's his cardio? Like stuff like that. I feel like those are some big questions that we don't even know.
Well, that might be the next class. Get your black belt in 3.5 years, bro. $1,000 a month or whatever it is, you know.
Yeah,
So we'll find out. But very interesting, man. We'll keep an eye on it.
for sure.
We'll see the next moves, but it's a trip, bro. I mean, I would be fucking nervous going against this guy. He is fucking big, bro, and you don't know how if he's spazzy or what is he. What is his? You know what I mean? Because
No.
those guys get down. You know, Jake Shields and these guys scrap, bro. So, um, but
Hmm.
maybe he'll be exposed. But speaking about exposure, let's
Mm-hmm.
move on to Liver King. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yep.
Liver King's
Nice.
losing his goddamn mind, and
Bad,
he's
bro.
and it's kind of funny that AJ knew him,
Yeah.
hung out with him, and he's AJ kind of likes him, but we did find out that he smells like shit. That's what they say. You know.
Yo, he doesn't shower at all. His whole thing is being natural, right? If you
Okay.
go on his Instagram for the last year and a half, 2 years, whenever he went viral, his whole thing is about ancestral tenets, going back to nature, going back to the roots, eating
Okay.
naturally. Liver King,
I
eating
like it.
raw food. That's kind of the stuff he does. So maybe taking a shower is not one of them, but that dude is on something else, bro. Like he's taking some extra supplements for
Oh
sure.
yeah. That.
Just looking at the videos, that fool's like speaking a whole different language, talking about how he's gonna find Joe Rogan and fight him to the death, and he doesn't care if he's gonna use his jujitsu against him. He better be prepared to, say goodbye to his loved ones. It's like, bro, this is some crazy stuff. And he went to Texas to go find that dude, and he got arrested. And there's so much stuff going on, bro. Like I literally just went on YouTube right now. Santa Cruz Medicinals. He just did a video
Oh.
with Liver King, so
Oh
like
shit.
get a little bit of an insight of what's going on with him. But dude, I think there's a lot of issues going on. Maybe he got maybe from him getting exposed from taking the steroids, kind of messed with his whole brand and everything. I'm sure that took a huge hit on
Oh yeah.
his like businesses and everything, because his whole thing was like selling liver supplements to people, and everybody was like, oh, I'm gonna be just like Liver King, go back to the
Yeah.
ancestral roots. But he was taking a bunch of steroids. So what clips have you seen from Liver King?
Um. I was trying to watch this documentary, but I just fucking
There's a
couldn't do it. It was.
documentary, bro. I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
even
on
know.
Netflix. I was trying to watch it. It was just so bullshit, bro. But just because it's like, bro, you're definitely on steroids, dude. But I see he works out hard though, bro. You know, he puts in the work. He's very motivational. He got his kids doing pull-ups for breakfast. Like
Yeah.
he gets down, bro. Like he gets down, but it's just like when you lie like that and you manipulate young kids or young men and
Mm-hmm.
you're telling them to eat these liver and you're gonna get strong, it's like it's kind of fucked up. But he could have been on that Goggins shit and just be real. But I know, I mean, he got exposed, but then I was like, oh, cool, he got exposed. Keep working out, keep motivating. I thought he was gonna be fine, but
Uh huh.
apparently it was like there was a lot of lawsuits and stuff involved
Oh.
with that, just lying. And yeah, I just saw him threatening Rogan, saying, we can do this. He wanted to get down, and I don't know. I see this whole shooting guns, and
Mm-hmm.
I saw him working on some grappling with some guy, and yeah, he was terrible, bro. Like he
Ah.
didn't, yeah, yeah, his yeah, it was bad. It was
You
really
might have to
bad.
go
He
to
doesn't.
Moneyberg Academy, bro.
Yeah, but Rogan will mop the floor with Liver King. He would fuck Liver. He would like head kick him, spin kick. You seen Rogan's kicks, bro?
Yeah.
I
Nasty.
would hate to even check that kick. Like,
Right in the
what
liver.
is he gonna do? Like, yeah, right in the liver. And yeah, he'd choke him out, armbar. Dude, Rogan would just demolish that guy. Like, it's not even a fucking. It wouldn't even be a thing. And if you give Rogan time to train, he gets locked in. Like, he's on everything.
Yeah, Rogan's on.
PRP,
Yeah,
TRT,
yeah.
D-ball.
I'm surprised
Yeah,
Rogan really hasn't addressed it. I don't know if you've seen anything, but if someone's
nothing.
like going viral on social media, he's definitely had to see something, or his friends. His friends are all comedians, so it's definitely has to be sent to him. But it doesn't seem like he's even batting an eye to whatever Liver King's doing. But if he's going over there to his family, like threatening his family and stuff like that, then that's some serious stuff. I'm sure Joe Rogan knows some people
Oh
that could
yeah.
do something to Liver King if he gets to that point. But it's just
Well,
crazy seeing that online.
well, he got a restraining order on him,
Oh, okay.
and they got press charges on him, and yeah, and Liver King got locked up a little bit and then got out. So he's aware, and he's pretty. Rogan's got shooters, he's got bodyguards, he's got he's probably got some crazy ass people like just like fucking
Yeah.
Navy SEAL. You know what I mean? He got
Yeah.
Jocko out there off the clock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Drinking that fucking the
Moke.
fucking milk and moke out
Yeah.
there, just like he's like, I'm just like a commando. I'm waking up at 3 a.m. Nobody's gonna be there for you. Just you and the ocean. And that
Yep.
other fucking guy on steroids he was with, that other guy, Echo. Have you seen this pod?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen
It's pretty
Echo. I've
cool.
seen, it's
Pretty cool
actually a
pod.
pretty good pod. You know, both of them train
That's
jiu-jitsu,
dope. I
but
like that
yeah,
pod. Yeah.
yeah. I do
Yeah.
I do kind of think that as well, dude. Like Joe Rogan's probably just like he probably just like, trying to just protect his family, but if there's something,
Just like,
if there's a match or something, they got to post it. You got to post something on Instagram. I
I
don't
want to
think
see the
that
match.
fight would last more than 30 seconds, bro. Liver King's
Yeah,
going to get tired. It's over. Especially if they're
it's over.
striking. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
it's over.
all that. Yeah, it's like Liver King's gonna have to land a big shot within 2 minutes.
But do you know what
He's
it's
not.
over? I don't even know what he wants to do with Joe Rogan. Like, what's the whole thing about it? I know he wants to attack him or something, but like, what?
He,
Why?
he's yeah. He just wants to intimidate him, attack him. He wants to
Did
be
Joe
in the
Rogan do
pod.
something to him? Oh, okay.
He ruined his career, I guess, apparently by exposing him to. That's how I found out
Ah,
about
okay.
Liver King was a fraud, was because of Rogan.
Oh,
I
okay,
was
okay.
listening to Rogan, and he's like, "That guy is bullshit." You know how Rogan just talks shit. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"There's no way. There's no way."
yeah,
100. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Look at his
That's it.
abs. There's no way. Like that fool just
Jamie
exposed them,
fact
and he's
check.
just
Yeah, he said, check that,
Jamie, look
Jamie.
that up. Look at it. Look at his abs. There's no way.
Yep.
100, 100%.
100%.
That's why I said 100% now. It's because Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. There's no way. Look at his abs. He had liposuction around his abs. There's no way. Yeah, he just grilled him. So yeah, it's Liver King. But speaking of matches, I'm on fucking YouTube and I just hear
Uh,
Donald Trump is trying to throw a UFC event at the White House, bro. When did you ever think this would ever happen in a million years? I
bro,
don't know, dude.
sometimes I be like going on my phone. I'm like, there's no way we're not like in a video game right now, bro. There's like no
Right?
way. There's no way. Because the stuff I see on my phone, it's like there's no way this is even real. Like there's all these announcements, so much stuff's going on, people threatening, people have freaking bombs and stuff, and then this is what they announce. Jon Jones retired, and then he's back in the testing pool 2 weeks later after this news is announced. Like,
It
are we
just
gonna
seems
see
fake.
that? I don't even
Yeah.
know. Like, is
What's
that?
real?
I don't know what's real, bro. There's so much AI and stuff now, but it seems like that's like a legit thing. I've been seeing like cards, people making Colby Covington on the card, putting what's his name,
I want to see
Sean Strickland
McGregor.
on the card. Yeah,
McGregor
McGregor
and
and Chandler.
there. That's the fight. No testing. Roided out. No one gets tested, bro. Off the fucking record, bro. I want to see roided out McGregor,
Uh huh.
roided out Chandler, just going at it. Fuck it, put Ferguson on the card. You know,
Diaz
give him
brothers,
get. Oh,
someone on
dude, yeah,
there. Moneyberg and Liver King on the undercard.
dude, get Nick out of retirement. He's okay. He's in Mexico,
Yeah,
and he's just getting everything, dog. Let's say he's getting that the fucking the PRP, the plasma. He's getting the stem cells. He's getting
yeah,
fucking the
everything.
shamans. He's getting everything. He's getting a little roided out, little just, and he just comes back fucking jacked, fucking haircut. You know what I mean? Just like locked in, just
Yep.
fucking like.
That'd be sick to see, bro.
And then he fights at the White House versus fucking GSP. Oh shit! And
Dude,
he
that would be
fucking just
crazy.
imagine he just fucking armbars GSP, dog, and that's
I,
it.
I think that fight's underrated, bro. Because I mean, I feel like Nick was like one of the few people that really get in GSP's head, just because GSP was like so professional and nice. And I actually was listening to that GSP book, the way of the fight.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. What'd you think?
I listened to the first couple chapters, bro, and man, that fool
Pretty cool.
is detailed to the highest level, bro. Like his wake up, my bag, dry my hand wraps in a certain way. Like
Yep.
the way he was describing this, like, but that fight would be crazy with Nick and GSP.
I would
That
love to
would be
see
a
that.
wild rematch.
That'd
So
be
much stuff
sick.
going on, bro. So what do you think? Jon Jones, is he back? Is
Yeah,
he back
he's
in
back.
the
He's back.
mix?
He's back. He's back. Jon Jones versus Aspinall. It's gonna happen, bro.
So he get
or
uh
Nagano, either one.
so he gave up his belt just to come back and take it back. Was that
I
his
think that's
thing?
his motivation. He needs motivation, dude. When you just been winning for so long and you don't have a reason, you need to find a reason. Like you need some motivation. You need something. And I think the White House fight, him losing the belt, him getting, he was drunk for a few days, got sober,
Hmm.
got off the shroomies and was like, yo, I need to come back. I can still do this shit. I can beat Aspinall. He can beat Aspinall, dog, easily. I think he
it's,
can do it, bro.
it's
Like if
possible.
he
It's
locks
definitely
in, I
possible.
think he
Hmm.
can do it, bro. He'll get in Aspinall. He'll get in his head because Jon Jones is a fucking killer, bro. Aspinall, he's kind of a nice guy, but I feel like once Jon Jones gets locked in, he's like, you disrespect my family, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And what's his name? Who was the last fight he went against? The firefighter,
Oh, Stipe.
uh, Stipe. He's like, you disrespect my family. So he's like, what? I'm just out here eating pasta. I cold plunged one time. I got 2 days off. I got to go to work tomorrow, and I got this fucking title fight. You eating pasta? But yeah, he
Yeah,
will
in that
fucking. I
embedded video, Stipe was just eating pasta, just having a good time with his fam. Everybody else on the embedded video was just locked in, freaking doing kettlebells and sleds and doing all this cardio. And Stipe, I was out here doing part time as a firefighter, eating pasta. Like that was wild. That's wild.
that was wild, dude.
But
So
I think you're right though. Like John Jones definitely needs that motivation to kind of fire himself up because that fool's crazy, man. Like he's one of the rare ones where it's like he's so unexpected. There's Conor McGregor and John Jones. Like once you reach that level of fame and wealth, and then you're a fighter as well, that you have to be kind of like a killer to be able to hop in that ring. It's different. So like them, trying to be good people outside of the ring has been very difficult for both of them. So possibly we could get both of those crazy dudes on the same card. Like I don't know if that White House thing is going to get sanctioned or who's going to approve it or what kind of security you got to have out there. I'm sure
my
there could be like a potential danger for fighters out there risking their brand, and it's like it's I don't know, it's crazy. It's
they
crazy.
said 20,000 people. So I don't know. I'm trying to go to that. Like if that's a real thing, like I'm trying. That's historical, bro. Like White House fight. That's gonna be told in like history books, bro.
Yeah, it's never been done before, like anything like that. Maybe, but I mean,
I'm hyped.
if anything is possible, it's possible now in this current age, bro. We have no idea what's going on. Like, if
Remember what Dana White said, dude. He
what do you
said
say?
he likes challenges. He likes when people say it's not possible. So it's not possible. You got to tell Dana White, hey, you can't do that
It's-
shit. And then
this
he
is
does it, bro.
impossible, Dana. Nah, yeah,
Yeah.
because that Zuckerberg and Elon Musk fight almost did happen in the Coliseum. Like what?
Yeah.
Like how did Dana White even almost get that to happen? It didn't happen, but it was really close.
It could they would have made it happen if they both signed, I think Elon wasn't down to fight, but I think Zuck would. I mean,
I think he got injured,
Elon.
right? Like he was
Oh
doing
yeah.
something, he got injured. Elon said he used to train like a little bit of different martial arts, but
He's a
he was
big
on.
guy though.
He is,
Elon's
but like
big.
he's
He's
not
big.
that
He's out of shape.
definitely out of shape. But like I don't know. I'd be surprised if I saw Elon, whip a triangle on Mark Zuckerberg or something like that. But
That would be crazy.
that would be like I'd be think I'm like dreaming. Like what's going on right now? Like
Hmm.
what's going? Why are they in the Coliseum? Why are they fighting? What do they win? If they whoever wins, what do they win? Do they win the world or something? Like what is that
You
for?
got to put something on the line. Yeah, Instagram or X. Whoever wins gets both.
Yeah. It's like that's billions of dollars right there,
That's billions on the
and they
line,
just
bro.
want to fight. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
Two
So
billionaires going at it. That's freaking insane.
it could happen. I don't know. Is there like an official date or something where they have like for that White House fight?
No, but nah, nothing. I think I saw like next year, but that's kind of crazy though. We went from this whole war shit, World War III. Now we're
Yeah,
talking about fight at the White House. I'm like, what's next week? Like, I saw something about aliens, uh,
might have an
being
alien on the card.
exposed. Yeah, I saw something about aliens being exposed at the White House too. I saw there's a lot of weird YouTube videos out right now, so I'm just
For
like,
sure.
I don't
Hmm.
know. I was
Yeah.
like, but yeah, man. What there was something else, huh? We wanted to talk about, right? The
Um, I think those were like the main three.
Those
Were
are main three, huh?
yeah, Derek Moneyberg, Liver King, and then the White House and
Yeah.
Jon Jones. But I mean, there's just so much stuff going on. I mean, I'm thinking of like CJI coming up. I wanted to make a. I'll probably make a video on this soon, probably this week. But
Okay.
with UFC BJJ, it seems like they're with their contracts, they're making it where their athletes can't compete anywhere else, so they're exclusive contracts. So if you're
Mm.
say you're the Tackett brothers, both of them, they can't do CJI anymore. They're tied down to the
Really?
UFC. Yeah, so I
Wow.
do think that potentially it could be dangerous for athletes uh, trying to make a name for themselves and getting tied down to just UFC BJJ. I'm not sure if it works for the undercard type things or you're just on the show, but that hurts. CJI now the brothers can't do it. Um, I know one championship did have exclusive contracts for the champions, but if you weren't the champion there, you could fight at other places. So I do think that if this isn't really checked or if this is like not really talked about, it could, cause harm for future tournaments and stuff, because if there's only one player in the game, they're going to control everything. And, the athletes are really just going to have to do whatever they say. So what are your thoughts on just like UFC just doing exclusive contracts and just tying them down to their show?
It's the way to go, man, to be honest with you, because UFC is the biggest platform for MMA.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it for Jiu-Jitsu, I don't know yet, but I think it will get there. I think CJI is still more popular,
Mm-hmm.
but it'll get there, and it's the way to go, to be honest, for promoting yourself as a brand, because UFC is going to be more consistent. CGI is a one-time thing. These tournaments are a one-time thing. UFC puts you on a huge platform. They're going to market you better. Even if you're not doing jujitsu, they'll be like, hey, we're going to sit you in the front row of this UFC fight. We're gonna turn the camera to you.
Mm.
Hey, we're gonna have you walk out with fucking Max Holloway. Just do some training with him. Show him some moves. He's interested in meeting you. So you're
Mm-hmm.
walking out with Max. People are like, "Who's that?" Oh, that's a jiu-jitsu guy. And then like, "Oh, that's crazy. Where does he train?" "Oh, he has a gym over here." And then
Mm-hmm.
people are coming to your gym. Your gym is fucking blowing up. Oh, he's selling. He has fucking hot sauce too, and he sells geese. Like that's just blowing up. CJ has a one-time thing. So if you're trying to build yourself as a brand,
Mm-hmm.
UFC, like we've seen it time and time again, like the opportunities with UFC and like creating your own character, building your business. You could do it. You just got to be smart with it. So if I had a choice, I would fucking sign with UFC, bro, straight up. And it's like consistent pay and like your access to everybody. And if you're a top black belt, you're gonna have work, bro. Like who's not gonna want the Tiger brothers to train them on the side, do some
Mm-hmm.
privates? You're gonna have hella work. The UFC Institute is right there. You're in Vegas. You're showing up. They're paying you. You're on the clock. Consistent work. And if you're coming from working at Wendy's or coaching, and you don't really have consistent work, it's like UFC. I'm telling you, bro. Like if Dana likes you, and like it's the way to go. CGI is a
Mm-hmm.
one-time thing. It's a big event, but sometimes
That's
you got
what
to sacrifice for your family if you got a family and stuff,
For
bro.
sure. That's what I heard on the Mighty Mouse podcast with Mikey Musumeci. They're talking about how, this is a way because they're gonna do the thing is that the thing that makes it really complicated is that they do testing. So you're gonna have a lot of big names that are not gonna join the UFC just because they're on steroids. So that's gonna, narrow down the competitors, but you really have to be the best of the best to be able to make a name for yourself on the UFC show. You pretty much gotta win. You gotta win the championship belt. Then you'll be able to kind of promote yourself and stuff. But I do think that there's a huge opportunity. But I personally would like seeing competition with the brands. If you have a big dog like the UFC, they're just gonna take all of the pie, and they're not gonna have any organization kind of the kind of take off. CJI they're doing the second one. It's gonna be a quintet type of event. Could be huge. I'm gonna check it out. But I do think that the UFC is a big dog in the game, and if they're taking jujitsu, they really can with these exclusive contracts. Um, and there's some mixed opinions on it. I definitely want to ask a couple athletes what they think about exclusive contracts in general. Um, but I don't know, it could potentially really help the sport or hurt it depending on how they handle the situation. So I was seeing some clips on YouTube. Craig Jones is not really happy about it. Says he would handle things differently. I'm trying to think of like a solution. Like maybe if you're a champion only, kind of adopt that one championship type of thing, then you're
Hmm.
exclusive. If you win the belt, then you're exclusive. But it is kind of hard trying to build someone up with their own brand and then they go somewhere else and compete. Like that's understandable as well. So
Yeah.
I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a person like that, but I do think that I would like to see, Nike go against Adidas. I would like to see
Mm.
kind of the best product win.
Okay.
UFC did kind of adopt the CGI rule set, so I don't
They
know if
did.
they're compensating that type of stuff, but the best, I do think the best is gonna survive. So that's
Yeah.
probably that's probably what's gonna happen.
Well, I think CJI, it needs to be something more consistent. It needs to be like a league. Like you're starting this off, the tournament is cool, but if you want to compete and be a competitor in this, it has to become a league as well. And you got to start signing people up and be more consistent. Have one event every month and some smaller ones in between because UFC is going to end up buying out everybody, bro. Like as it grows, they're going to get everybody. But
Mm-hmm.
like you said, they're not going to be able to get these steroid guys. But that's going to be a thing of the past once more places start testing, like the UFC. You're going to see the new generation. They're going to have to be natty, or they're going to have to find a way around the testing pool
Mm-hmm.
and kind of be like UFC. So it is going to change the game. Just like the early UFC, you got guys that were on steroids, jacked to the fucking gills.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you may see UFC start just buying out organizations, bro. You never know. Like, what if they buy IBJFF? I
Mm-hmm.
don't fucking know. What if they buy Flow Grappling? What if they buy out CJI somehow? Like, what if he's like, let's like you said, let's collaborate. CJI UFC collaboration, and they come on terms, and it's just
Mm.
kind of like this big, huge event where everyone can compete with each other against each other. You know, so
That'd be
it's
tight.
still in the early stages, but yeah, UFC, they're trying to just be they're the big dogs in the game, trying to
Mm-hmm.
control.
Mm-hmm.
They're making more uniform because like once you give somebody so much freedom to kind of go out and do whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they can be competing somewhere else and they can get hurt,
True.
and and then that's a liability. Like, hey, I need you to show up for this match, and you got hurt doing CJI. It's like
Exactly.
now you owe me money. You broke. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's kind of risky. It's kind of like if you're in the NBA and you want to play for the big three,
Big three,
Ice
Ice
Cube,
Cube. Yep.
Ice Cube's league. It's like they probably won't be too happy about that. It would be dope to see fools ball off, off the clock, but
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of a rocky thing right now in jiu-jitsu. It sucks. I hate to see it too. I want to see the best people go against each other. It's kind of messing it up a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, because I like CJI too.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the next couple of years is gonna be rocky in jiu-jitsu, bro. People are gonna have to make decisions,
Yep.
and it's. But either way, UFC's gonna continue. They're gonna build new stars. They're gonna build these people, and it's like we're gonna eventually believe that these are the best jiu-jitsu fighters because they're in UFC. That's just how it goes. Because you
Yeah.
can have some bomb ass fighters in like ONE FC, but most people over here in the states, like if you tell me like this guy in ONE FC, we're like, nah, we got better fighters here. So it's like we'll see how it
Yeah.
goes. I
We'll see.
mean,
Definitely check it
it's
out.
it's it's fucking crazy, bro.
It is. So I'll see what's next for kind of the whole jujitsu scene as a whole. But I'm glad there's like something. There's something that we could talk about.
Yeah.
ADCC is probably stressing. CJI,
Oh yeah.
AIGA just had a great tournament. One championship, has a couple grapplers on their roster. The Rotolo brothers. But you made a good point. Like Ty Rotolo got hurt during CJI, and he's a one athlete. He's a and hurt his knee, probably affected a few of their matches in the couple pockets. But the owner of one championship is also in a bunch of like legal trouble right now. I don't know the
I
details,
didn't know
but
that.
I saw like he's like getting sued and the athletes aren't really happy. Some of them aren't really happy with how things turned out. So we'll see what happens with these big organizations. It's hard to make money nowadays, especially when you have big sharks like that, kind of just dominating the space and being able to publicize and make things like mainstream right away. UFC BJJ was announced like we didn't even know a few months ago. Now it's like it was a whole thing, and now it's like there's a
Mm.
belt, there's people talking about it, just because of the whole marketing machine the UFC is. So it's hard to compete with that.
Oh yeah. But I will
So
say one last thing before we wrap it up.
mhm.
I think I don't know how well they're paying these jiu-jitsu guys, and they're not letting them do any other tournaments. They're missing out on bags. So you gotta like help them promote their brand. You gotta let them be sponsored and have sponsors, because you don't let the other UFC fighters really do that. Like they can't get sponsored by Nike, or you know, it's like whatever UFC has. So they got to give them opportunities like that way. Hopefully they do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they are, but like, hey, I can't wear a gold BJJ patch on my jersey.
Mm.
You're losing out on a lot of money. So that's the only thing that sucks. So yeah, it's pretty tough to sign, because you're like, damn, well, I'm not going to be able to have all my sponsors, but I'm going to be in the UFC. Like, how much are they paying me a yearly salary? Like, hopefully they get more, they become more clear with that. Like
Exactly.
a fighter comes out and be like, hey, look, they're giving me 100K a year. I
Mm-hmm.
can't have sponsors. I can only have Monster and whatever they have right now, Venom. And like, versus like, hey, who knows what some of these small companies might pay really good, bro. Like, like you get these some little sponsors by Zen or whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
Anaconda, like you
Yeah,
getting
they did
bags
have
every
that
week.
Lucy on the thing. They have, UFC promotes like the canvas looks like a damn NASCAR
Oh, it
car,
does. Okay, all
So
right, yeah.
yeah, they got brands everywhere. But the thing is, just like all that money from all the sponsorships just goes to the UFC. It's not like it funnels into
To
the athletes.
individual.
Like I always thought, I know Mighty Mouse talked about that as well. Like if they get a new Bud Light deal, or if they get a new Monster deal, they get like $300 million or something. None of that's going to the athletes. That's just going to the company.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure they're
terrible.
reinvesting and going to like the broadcasting stuff, but like it's not going to the athletes. It's not getting broken down individually. So we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see what goes.
we'll
We'll
see,
see what happens.
for sure. But yeah, man, I guess we'll wrap it up. Get ready for some training.
Let's go, man.
But yeah, man, I mean, definitely exciting time in MMA. We got we'll talk about, I guess later we'll talk about Max and Dustin
Oh yeah.
coming up on the next
Mhm.
pod. And
Yep.
yeah, man, like, subscribe, follow us, Beyond the Road podcast.
Let's go. Hope you guys enjoyed. And leave your guys' thoughts and opinions on these exclusive contracts, Derek Moneyberg and Liver King. I want to see you guys, get active. I mean, there's like crazy things going on right now, and I just want to get you guys' take for the type of stuff that's going on.
Yeah, hell yeah. Comment
Yep.
below. All right,
Yes, sir.
guys. Peace.
Peace.
All right.